Here's what's coming up tonight on News Center Now.
Being a hero, it just is not worth it.
A string of robberies in southern Maine. What you should do if a gun is pointed in your face.
And depraved Dr. Larry Nassar may not have been the only faculty member abusing students, what the Michigan State investigation uncovered.
It'd be great to be able to tell them again someday how much they really mean to me.
Maine's own guitar hero. Why this 20-year-old musician got a shout out from rock legends.
This is News Center Now. A sandwich franchise is the latest target in a string of armed robberies. Hello, everyone. I'm Lindsay Mills.
And I'm Chris Costa in for Lee Goldberg. In the last 2 weeks, 7 Cumberland County businesses robbed at gunpoint, most happening around 8 o'clock at night, holding up restaurants and convenience stores. Last night's subway robbery was caught on tape. Police hope this surveillance video will help catch their criminal.
And Christina Rex joins us now. In the wake of these violent crimes, police are warning local stores to stay safe.
Christina Rex got some helpful tips from the South Portland Police Department for store owners and cashiers to be ready in case of a robbery.
Yeah, Chris and Lindsay, the South Portland Police Chief says these robberies typically only last 1 minute, and that subway robbery last night actually only lasted 22 seconds. Those seconds are a crucial time, and here's what you should do to make sure you stay safe in case you're the next victim.
I kind of worry about my night employees.
Michael Descadio's store, Joe's, has escaped unscathed so far in the recent string of Greater Portland armed robberies.
I don't want them in a situation where somebody's got a gun on them.
Should a robber show up, he's prepared for the 3 phases of a robbery, according to South Portland Police Chief Ed Googins. First, the before. Step 1, bright lighting.
People that are committing crime do not like to be detected, so good lighting.
Step 2, lots of windows so witnesses outside can see what's happening. And step 3, don't keep a lot of cash in the register, ever.
I clear it out whenever I can before I leave. 3
steps that will help in the crucial moment when a robber approaches the register.
If they come in, just give them the cash out of the drawer and just say, see you later.
He's right. Chief Googins says the key in the most important seconds is to comply. You never know the robber's motive or state of mind.
If the person has a weapon and if they are under the influence, their decision making is not going to be very good. So you can't buy into that. And being a hero, it just is not worth it.
It may be hard to stay calm in the moment, but the chief says it's imperative to observe any details about the thief.
You should be making notation of those little things that may make a big difference.
A big difference for that last step. Securing the scene, like in this surveillance video, and calling the police. And Chief Googins says South Portland is lucky it hasn't been victim to this string of robberies yet, but the police department has talked with local business owners about what to do should a robber show up. He also says that in most of these cases, police do find and arrest the suspect, and he has full confidence that in this situation they will too, you guys.
It's certainly a scary situation for anybody who has to go through it, so
Absolutely.
it's good to be prepared for it.
All right, Christina, thanks.
Police won't say if it's the same suspect in all 7 cases, but the incidents are similar. The suspect is a white male wearing a hooded sweatshirt, showing a handgun. If you saw someone matching this description near the scene of one of these robberies, reach out to police.
Okay, our meteorologists are enjoying a nice break from the back-to-back nor'easters.
And that means you can enjoy some sunshine and mild weather, at least for now, right, Keith?
Yeah, we were bored the last couple of days, but beautiful days, a lot of sunshine. Temperatures still hanging in the 40s, upper 40s in Wiscasset. They've been a warm spot lately at 49 degrees, 45 in Portland, 48 in Waterville. Nice bright day pretty much from start to finish. You can see at the end there some clouds rolling in to western Maine, high thin ones that are still letting the sun on through, but we were sunny through most of the day. And it's all part of a squeeze play here. We have a coastal storm offshore, and then to our west we've got this little front. Now the coastal storm is going to stay where it is. It's basically dying out under that ridge, but we will see some of this moisture move in later on tonight and into tomorrow. It's not going to be a big deal, but there will be some flakes around, maybe a couple of rain showers through the day on Wednesday. So a much cloudier day on Wednesday. By the morning, it's cloudy across the entire state. Pockets of sleet, a couple of flakes out there, and again, raindrops. Nothing looks serious because temperatures will be just a little bit too warm to get any real accumulation into the 40s by the afternoon. And then another cloudy day on Thursday. Temperatures there, though, in the upper 40s. Some better news for later in the week. We'll talk about that in the weekend in just a few minutes.
Investigators say the Maryland school shooter killed himself when confronted by the school resource officer. 17-year-old Austin Rollins shot himself in the head after he shot and killed 16-year-old Jalen Willie. In the early stages of the investigation, officials weren't sure if the officer took out the shooter or if it was a self-inflicted wound.
The officer who shot and killed Alton Sterling will not face prosecution, according to the Louisiana Attorney General. He says an investigation found the shooting was justified. Officers tackled Sterling outside a convenience store and found an illegal firearm in his pocket. The officers believe Sterling was reaching for the gun. A federal investigation concluded months ago found no civil rights violations either.
It's been months since convicted sex offender and former USA Gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar made national headlines.
But in that time, an investigation was quietly working in the background. And now we know Nassar wasn't the only Michigan State leader accused of abusing students. Jay Gray reports.
Before daybreak, a charter bus full of Texas students heading home from spring break suddenly crosses the median and down a ravine 50 feet below near the Florida-Alabama border.
It's in the dark of night, and we're down in a ravine next to a creek, and so it was a large-scale effort.
And we apologize, dealing with some technical difficulties at this moment. We'll try to get you that story when we can. Well, still to come on Now, they're the reason she loves rock, and now they're the reason she's blowing up on Facebook. Her dream to meet Aerosmith.
And a social media challenge we can support, the movement to lend out your old prom dress, straight ahead.
Okay, now a story that we tried to bring you earlier in the show. New revelations today in the investigation at Michigan State University regarding possible abuse of some of its student athletes.
It turns out that Dr. Larry Nassar, who was investigated earlier this year, may not have been the only Michigan State leader involved in sexual harassment investigations.
Investigators say they've uncovered more evidence of abuse at Michigan State University.
We're here today having charged former Dean William Strample with a number of charges.
Dr. William Strample is the former dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine at MSU and was Dr. Larry Nassar's supervisor at the university for more than a decade when Nassar abused as many as 265 women, including Olympic gymnasts, under the guise of providing medical treatment. Nassar pleaded guilty and was sentenced to more than 100 years in prison.
State of Michigan versus William Strample.
Dr. Strample was arraigned this afternoon on charges that include criminal sexual conduct, misconduct by a public official, and 2 counts of willful neglect of duty. He's accused of not only failing to protect women and girls from Dr. Nassar, but police say he was committing abuse as well.
As dean of the college, Strample used his office to harass, discriminate, demean, sexually proposition, and sexually assault female students.
His bond is $25,000, personal all times.
As the latest chapter unfolds, police stress their investigation at MSU is continuing. Jay Gray, NBC News.
When you rely on blood and platelet transfusions to survive, you learn just how important regular donations are.
Every time is like 10 to 15 people's donations into one.
Someone who needed a lot of blood to battle an illness is giving back to the friends and neighbors who saved her.
And some clouds are moving in to spoil our stretch of sunny days. Keith's forecast is next.
Happy birthday, Coco.
I saw the shoes, Keith.
Any music fan can wish for it, the chance to be on stage with their favorite artists.
One woman from Ogunquit is proving why she deserves to be on stage with Aerosmith guitarist Joe Perry after the band shared a video of her playing one of its iconic songs. Crunchy riffs constantly echo through Olivia LaRusso's home. But it didn't always rock this way.
I wasn't even that passionate about music before I found Aerosmith.
Her uncle first introduced her to rock and roll when she was 16 through the Bad Boys of Boston song, Mama King.
The second I heard it, I knew I wanted to pick up electric guitar. It was so simple and raw and energetic that it just ignited a flame in me.
That flame is now a raging fire. LaRusso can shred. She plays a Gibson Les Paul, the same model played by Aerosmith lead guitarist Joe Perry and some of the most famous rockers in the world. She posted this video of her playing the solo for Walk This Way on Aerosmith's Facebook page with the hashtag AerosmithCovers. The band shared that post. Now, more than 177,000 people have watched it on social media.
I was at work and I just like freaked out, and honestly I went to the computer and I put on like Aerosmith and just blasted it and listened to them because I was so hyped.
She has tickets for the Joe Perry and Friends show in April and dreams they can come together on stage.
Just meeting Joe Perry would mean the absolute world to me, just to be able to shake his hand and say thank you for the inspiration and thank you for pretty much changing my life would be incredible. Playing with him and Brad Whitford is beyond the ceiling. It's incredible. That would be a dream.
Olivia hopes to eventually start playing gigs and performing her own original songs. She actually let me jam out with her a little bit too, so take a listen. We just had a total blast. We played Jimi Hendrix, we played a blues jam, and if you want to go check out some more of the songs that we played, you can go over to the Now section of our website or mobile app and check out some of those videos.
And we'll talk more about it on our Facebook live stream next commercial break.
Yeah.
So get on Facebook and join the conversation. Okay, here's something else rock purists might appreciate. For the first time in years, vinyl records and CDs are outselling digital downloads. According to the Record Industry Association of America, digital downloads fell 25% in 2017. So it's not exactly what vinyl is doing, that vinyl is doing better. Digital is just doing worse.
As usual, Apple is building the hype for their newest products, but today's unveiling was not in the usual location. Apple CEO Tim Cook went to a high school in Chicago to introduce a new, lower-priced iPad. The company hopes it will attract both students and school administrators around the country. Cook says the iPad will have an Apple Pencil for schoolwork with a more powerful processor and more cloud storage. And there's a special discount for students and educators.
We might start seeing more iPads in the classrooms then, if that's the case.
Hey, two things on this. One, Coco and I have to have a drum off, for sure. Right? Two, that last story is slightly confusing because I bet there's less downloads of music because people stream it all.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, I don't download anything, right? I use Spotify or Apple Music, or I'm always thinking this.
You're such a millennial.
I'm always thinking about the stats and stuff. Hey, nice day today, right?
Yeah.
A lot of sunshine. Milder today than it was yesterday. This is the last truly sunny day, though, maybe until Friday afternoon, where we break out 49 Wiscasset for a high, 45 in Rockland. Interesting, I'll have to take a look at Wiscasset's temperature gauge. I've noticed they've been a little bit warm, running a little warm lately. Maybe they really are. Maybe there's something wrong with it. 48 in Augusta, 48 in Waterville as well. Nice sunny day, bright day, as I mentioned. Some clouds, though, coming in at the end there of the frame. Those are high, thin clouds coming in from New Hampshire. They're not going to be a big deal, but we'll cloud up progressively through tonight, so such that by tomorrow morning it's mostly cloudy. That's in advance of this little storm system. It's really an upper level disturbance more than anything, but you can see it has a little of everything: sleet pellets, rain, snow up towards Ottawa, and all of that is sliding towards us. A lot of it will get broken up by dry air, but a couple of those snowflakes will work their way through tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. So here we are, cloudy by tomorrow morning. Clouds coming in from two angles: one, the ocean storm; two, from that storm to the west. So it's cloudy through the day tomorrow. A couple of snowflakes around, again, a few raindrops in there as well. I think the most likely mode of precipitation is snowflakes that melt when they get down to the boundary layer and don't really accumulate into anything. Thursday is another cloudy day. A little bit warmer on Thursday, though. We could get into the upper 40s during that time period before some showers come in late Thursday afternoon. Then it starts raining on Thursday night. It's kind of interesting what happens on Friday after we get this rain out of here Thursday night through Friday morning. If we can get this front through in time, and it's really close, admittedly, if we can get it through by around 10 or 11 a.m., will downslope and will warm up a whole lot into the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees on Friday afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on that. All that to say, this is April's forecast, and it ain't good, kids. See you in May. 30-day outlook is looking much cooler than average. But hey, could be worse. Could be in Minnesota. So that's how it looks. The weekend, maybe a scattered shower on Easter, which is also April Fool's. Monday and Tuesday look quiet. Keep in mind, a couple degrees below average for April is not brutal. It's just that we don't see anything that says we're going to start popping into the upper 60s or low 70s
I'm
here.
sure the people training for marathons are loving the cooler temps, right? They'd rather the cooler air than the warmer air.
I think 50 something. I've been told by marathoners 55-ish
is ideal.
So about you run a little bit. I've seen you at the gym, Coco. It's
yeah,
more
not running, that's for sure.
More high intensity stuff.
You guys are going to do a race? You're going to do a drum off?
Oh my gosh,
no, I hurt my back at the gym the other day talking to Coco. I was like doing something. I'm like, I'm out. I'm leaving. That's it.
Keith, thank you so much.
All right, yesterday we were talking about how expensive weddings can be. The rain's not good for that. Another life milestone, though, coming up for many teens that can cost an absurd amount of money. Your high school prom.
According to the latest survey, teens spend about $600 when you add up the dress, the tickets, the makeup, all of that. That staggering price tag is why one young woman took to Twitter to offer her gown to another girl in need. That sparked a movement. Suddenly, girls from across the country were replying to her thread, offering up their own dresses for someone to borrow. And when you think about it, it's really a simple gesture, but it could be a big deal to someone who can't afford their own dress.
Well, it can be hard to understand the urgency for blood donations until you're lying in a hospital bed hooked up to an IV yourself.
That was the case for one York elementary school teacher diagnosed with a rare blood disorder. She says donations from hundreds of people saved her life. It's a familiar sight, a family photo album. These hard surface albums can hold a lot more than printed memories.
There's cards from everybody the whole time I was sick.
Beth Switzer is a 4th grade teacher at Coastal Ridge Elementary School in York. Like all teachers, she has textbook organization.
So thank you notes, things about my disease, questions for the doctor.
A skill she maintained even when she couldn't remember much.
July 21st, 1997. I was fine at midnight, and then the next morning I was very sick.
At the hospital, she learned her diagnosis.
TTP, thrombotic thrombocytopenic purpura.
It's a rare blood disorder where blood clots form in small vessels throughout the body, limiting or blocking oxygen to vital organs like the brain and heart. She needed plasma transfusions, 67 of them.
Every time is like 10 to 15 people's donations into one. So if you do the math on there, it's a lot.
Beth says she would not be here today if it weren't for all the people who donated that blood. She saved every get well card she received in the hospital and during treatment, 3 albums full.
So many people came, and I don't remember that at all, but my mother wrote down everything.
When she was finally better, she threw a party.
And instead of TTP, which is what my disease is called, we called it Totally Time to Party, to thank everybody for what they had done.
An experience she wouldn't change.
I was able to live through something where I got to see how people felt about me. A lot of times people pass away and they don't ever know that, and I was able to experience that.
As soon as she was healthy enough to donate blood, she did to pay it forward, and her class also participates in an annual blood drive.
And tomorrow, New Center, Maine will host blood drives all over the state. You can register to donate blood or platelets on our website or mobile app. Plus, you can get directions to each of our 5 collection sites. And it's something that you and I have both done before. And, you know, once you fill out the health history and so on and so forth, the process is pretty short. Only about like 15, 20 minutes or so.
In and out.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy. We've both, your donation was through the Red Cross?
Yes.
Okay, mine was as well, and they were very friendly. They helped me through. I'm a little bit scared of needles.
There's nothing to be scared of, really. They make it so comfortable and convenient for you. So, all right, very good.
Speaking of somebody who was a little bit scared.
Yeah, here's something to haunt your dreams tonight. Video of a giant great white shark captured off the coast of Florida. It's making the rounds on social media just because of how huge this fish is. Look at that thing, Jay. You ever see that video?
Yeah. Oh my God, Jay. The fisherman guessed it was about 12 to 15 feet long. We had to cut out the audio because there were just a few curse words in the video.
Oh gosh, are you afraid of sharks?
Yes, yeah, that's one thing I'm definitely afraid of.
I have to be honest with you, jellyfish scare me way more than sharks do. Isn't that bizarre.
You are very strange.
I know. It's a strange thing. All right, let's check in now with Amanda Hill. She's filling in for Sydney Williams on News Center Maine tonight at 5:30. She has a look at what's coming up in our next half hour. Hey, Amanda.
Hi, Lindsay. Hey, Chris. Accused child killer Sharon Carrillo's attorney says the state has made a grievous error and they should be taken off the case. What the judge has decided. Plus, the next U.S. Census will have one extra question. Are you an American citizen? Why this simple addition has immigration activists up in arms. Those stories and much more still ahead at 5:30.
All right, Amanda. Thank you very much. Brain drops when we come back.
Okay, so I don't know if you've heard about this, but China has lost control of a space station. It actually lost control of it a couple of years ago, and now it's making a free fall towards the Earth. It's called Tiangong 1. There is a Tiangong 2, by the way. That's why they named it 1. And scientists don't know exactly where this is going to come down. You see here, this is the dashboard for tracking it. The re-entry prediction is April 1st, 0Z, plus or minus 36 hours. So it's saying basically for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it will make landfall somewhere. And this is the zone in which it would make landfall somewhere. So it's between 43 north and 43 south, which is good news for Maine, because 43 north goes through Rye, New Hampshire. Let's go to the next picture here, if we could. This is where it currently is, moving towards Madagascar, obviously moving very, very quickly as it's doing so. Last but not least, it's important to note that a lot of this will burn up upon re-entry. So what we're looking at is small pieces of debris that could make it through. What makes this more complicated, however, is that China is very secretive with its space program, much like we were during the Cold War and whatnot. So we don't know exactly what it's made out of, and they're not telling a lot of scientists what it's made out of, which is important when you think about re-entry, because some are designed to withstand re-entry and other parts will burn up. So this is just a rough estimate. That's 2,000 kilometers, which is about it's a little over 1,000 miles. So in theory, pieces of debris will come down over the weekend somewhere between 43 and 43. The chances of being hit statistically by a piece of the debris are 10 million times less than being hit by lightning. So if you get hit, it's not your day. It's just not your day. But it's really interesting to watch, and because we have no control over it, trying to figure out exactly when it's going to re-enter is harder than it would be if we could control it still.
And will we be able to see if it bursts into a
You
ball
may
of
see
fire?
it on re-entry. It depends what time of day it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, thanks so much. Stay with us. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.